Hi from Galveston, Texas. I'm Sophia Arena.
And I'm Simone DeLacy.
And this is Texpatriate's Week in Review. First and foremost, Noah M. Horwitz made the major announcement that his father, James S. Horwitz, would be running for the Houston City Council at-large position 5 against Jack Christie. Horwitz noted that he would assist in his father's campaign and would thus recuse himself from all coverage of the at-large position 5 election. Any and all coverage of that election, as well as the endorsement process, will be done by the other members of Texpatriate. As well this week, there has been much in statewide news as well as in local news. This week as well, there's been major action in municipal politics and one very important county dispute.
Starting on Tuesday, county clerks in some of New Mexico's most populous counties began issuing same-sex marriage licenses in response to a lack of any state or federal law specifically prohibiting the action. Thus far, 6 of the largest counties in New Mexico have effectively legalized gay marriage, bringing it to the doorstep of Texas. Further, on Thursday, the Federal Treasury Department announced that legally married same-sex couples, regardless of their place of residency, may file joint tax returns. This was coupled with a ruling today by a federal judge who held that the Department of Veterans Affairs may not deny full spousal benefits to same-sex spouses. The rulings have brought the gay marriage debate back into the forefront of political discussion, as it now looks like the federal government has become comfortable recognizing same-sex unions as legitimate, even if the state of their residency bans the practice.
The gay marriage debate also came to Texas this week as the Texas Supreme Court granted review to 2 cases dealing with gay divorce in Texas. Proponents argue that it could be a small stepping stone towards Texas softening its tone and laws on gay relationships, which have been historically somewhat narrow-minded and harsh. In state news, Lieutenant Governor David Dewhurst was thrust into the spotlight after a Dallas television station published a report indicating that he had called into a local police station and attempted to brandish his power and stature as a public servant to get his relative out of jail. Olivia Arena, a member of the Texpatriate editorial board, published the full story on this matter and lamented living in a world where the lieutenant governor can attempt to manipulate the law with little to no consequences.
Additionally, State Representative Jim Pitts, a Republican moderate and legislative lower chamber's chief budget writer, announced he would not seek another term and retire from politics. His exit sets up the stage for a significantly more conservative budget writer, another setback for the shellacked Texas Democrats. And finally, State Senator Letitia Van de Putte was highlighted by the Dallas Morning News as a potential candidate for lieutenant governor. Van de Putte was very open to the idea of her candidacy, but noted that she would wait for Wendy Davis to make up her mind. Davis, for her part, will be delaying her major political announcement because she is caring for her ailing father.
In local news, the biggest political event has been the closing of the filing deadline. Among the biggest surprises in the over 60 candidates who filed was Michael Griffin, a perennial candidate who has run for municipal office 10 times before, who decided to challenge Councilmember Stephen Costello. Issa DeDouche also filed against Councilmember C.O. Bradford. In an at-large position 3, 2 prominent candidates, Chris Carmona and Al Edwards, decided not to run after all. The 2 major mayoral candidates, Anise Parker and Ben Hall, also traded jobs. Hall called out Parker for allegedly not doing enough for education, going so far as to even float the possibility of the city of Houston taking over HISD. Hall went further, attacking the incumbent mayor, accusing her of cursing and ridiculing him. Parker, firing back, touted her own accomplishments in education and launched an attack website against Hall, labeled the allthefactsonhall.com website. Most notably includes a feed to a fake Ben Hall Twitter account, one that Parker campaign has historically distanced itself from.
And the City Council, for its part, debated a proposed wage theft ordinance this week. The ordinance, which would stigmatize and punish corporations deemed guilty of stealing earned overtime pay from their employees, was criticized by a number of City Council members, most notably City Council member Dave Martin, for being too harsh on the business. The council ultimately took no action on the ordinance.
Lastly, the county took some action or inaction this week. County Judge Ed Emmett refused to place the Early to Rise initiative, which would drastically expand funding for pre-K education in Houston, on the ballot this November. Thereafter, supporters of the initiative sued to place the measure on the ballot. The weeks ahead will be sure to be even more exciting as the municipal elections heat up. All of us here at Texpatriate will be looking forward to it for sure. This is Texpatriate's Week in Review.